Hi all. Sorry I'm a couple of minutes late. Just sit here, and if you jump on, give us a wave, shoot us an emoji, and we'll wait a couple of seconds and get this class started. So, how are we all? We doing well? Over here in Perth, it's still cool. Waiting for spring, desperately waiting for spring. But yeah, at the moment, it's a bit blustery outside and the cooler weather has returned. So, hey Stacey, how are you, darling? So yes, I hope wherever you are, you're managing to have sunshine and warmth, because I can't wait for the 1st of September. So it's sort of Canberra-esque weather, just not living in Canberra. So yes. All right, what are we now? 4:49. I'll just get started, I suppose. So this class, I put this class together because I have struggled over the years with my own mental health. I've experienced depression, I've had anxiety, panic attacks, which were an absolute joy. Yes, never thought panic would present itself like it did. And for me, it started in a hairdressing salon whilst getting my hair coloured, waiting to attend a Shirley Bassey concert with my mum. So yeah, not what you'd think would invoke a panic attack. I'm a lover of Shirley Bassey, so, you know, keep your comments to yourself. All right, so what are essential oils? Well, they are very, very powerful chemical compounds. They are found in plants naturally. So, I mean, God bless the plants for the medicine they've given us. These days, you know, a lot of it's all chemical based. So the joy of using the essential oils is that you're going back to nature, and it's safe and it's very effective. In one drop of essential oil, there is 40 million trillion molecules. So you can imagine that entering the system, your body system, your bloodstream, taken up through your olfactory bulb, and just dancing with your cells, as Vanessa likes to put it, which I think is a nice way of, you know, looking at how our essential oils can work with our body. They're great for cellular support, but the emotional oils work in a way that they support our emotions and our mental health, and in a really easy way. Like I've used them every single day. I either use them to bring about how I'd like to feel, or if I've been a bit neglectful and I've found myself feeling a bit down or feeling a bit just not myself, you know. I tend to get that way in winter especially. I don't know about you guys, but the weather seems to play havoc with my mood, and I just like to hibernate and don't really go out as much, don't socialise as much, and that all has an effect on my mental health. So in those moments, I actually look at oils that will bring about, you know, a change in my mood, supporting me to get out of those low mood states. And I have found personally that they have been very, very beneficial. When I usually give a class talk, I say when I first was introduced to essential oils, I was in a really, really bad way emotionally. I was at a point where I was very angry with everything that had happened to me. I had a long history of illness, and I had an operation that was meant to change things for the better, and it all went very, very wrong. So I had to physically heal from that, but I also had to mentally heal. And that was a very long, long process. So by the time my girlfriend asked me to come around and sniff some oils, I wasn't in a good way. I'd become very reactive. I say, you know, my kids were scared of me, and my husband didn't want to come home to me, and that's not something to be proud of. So I was desperate for something to help me get out of that mental state, and the essential oils came along at just the right time for me and completely turned my life around for the better. I still, don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here saying I'm perfect and I'm a great wife and I'm an awesome mum. I'm very normal and very average, and I still, yell at the kids, and I'm sure there are days where hubby still doesn't want to come home to me, but I can deal with the things a lot better than what I was. So that's my story in a nutshell, very sort of abbreviated, but that gives you a bit of insight as to where I was coming from. Maybe you're feeling that way in your own personal experience, especially if you've had a lot of ill health. Those of us who have struggled with either chronic pain or just ongoing health issues, it does affect your mental health. You get to a stage where it's really hard to keep going because physically you're struggling, and consequently, your mental health is not great. And statistically, I think they say one in 3 people has a mental health issue. So, I think it's something that we all need to be looking at, and we all need to know that we can empower ourselves. We don't have to leave it up to the medical professionals. Hey, Chloe. That's, like I said, what I say here is my personal experience. Yours is probably completely different. We're all individuals, praise God. So, I think our medical system is very strained, especially our mental health workers. And so if I can empower people to look after their own mental health in any way, really, as Stacey says, making those small changes can amount to big changes in the end. So it's not a this is not some whiz bang overnight, wave a wand, it's going to heal, and everybody, and it's making those changes, and it's I suppose embracing the oils, using them consistently. I have found like I said, it's not a quick fix. Consistency is the key. But over time, I think that when used properly and consistently, that people can get benefit, especially for their mental health issues through the use of essential oils. I'm not a scientist, and there is a science behind it. You can Google, you can check out doTERRA.com. This is not some witchy poo, that sort of crazy, although I do have friends who refer to me as that way these days. But there is a science behind this. It talks about the molecules being taken up into the olfactory bulb, which is our sense of smell, and then travelling through to our limbic system, which that controls our emotions, and it's why they work so well in essential oils with our limbic system, because our sense of smell is our strongest sense. You have those moments where you smell fresh cut grass and you're immediately taken back to watching your granddad cut the grass, or you'll smell lavender and it's, oh my gosh, that's my nan and that was her smell. And for me, I love being in the outback when it rains, and that smell reminds me of being a child and spending holidays in Broken Hill with my family. When that rain hits the red dust, there's just something about it, and that evokes such a beautiful memory, and you just feel elevated. And that's how we've been created. That's how the limbic system works. It really is a fascinating science. I'm studying actually at the moment for a diploma in aromatherapy, and I love all that sciencey stuff, but I don't profess to know a lot per se. So if you're out there thinking, I can't use essential oils because I don't really know too much, then trust me, baby, you can just get started. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need to know everything, all the ins and outs. But for me personally, I like to know that there's a science behind it. And it's quite a fascinating science if you want to delve deeper into it. So what I'll talk about first off is our mood management oils. And you may have heard me talk about these before. These are some of my favourites. When I first opened an account with doTERRA, I got the Home Essentials kit. That's the top 10 oils, and I could see that that was going to be really, really beneficial for me physically and mentally. Like, it contained some citrus oils, and citrus oils are all really good for uplifting the mood. And Lord knows I needed my mood bloody well uplifted somewhat. And then it had some oils to help me physically. So that was my first purchase. My second purchase was what we call the mood management pack. Now, it contains four beautiful synergistic blends that doTERRA have put together specifically to help people with different aspects of their mood. So first off, you have balance. Now, balance is our grounding blend, and this is a godsend for me. It's one I would never ever be without again. I know Stacey's still on here. She knows exactly what I'm saying. You know, use it every single morning. It's got fractionated coconut oil in it. That's one of the joys of it. So you can just pop some on your hand, literally rub it together. And you can do this with all our essential oils. And inhale deeply. Now that is working. You know, the cells are going crazy and the balance is getting in there. And it does get in. It does penetrate the cells. There's a great little video out there on YouTube, I think, about showing balance working with the cells. Now, like I said, in one drop of essential oil, there is 40 million trillion molecules. So they're really, 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 really tiny, which is what makes them perfect for supporting our cells, because they get in there. A lot of modern medication, if you're thinking about molecule size, so, you know, modern medication, molecule size, about the size of a soccer ball. Essential oils, equivalent, molecule size, about the size of maybe a golf ball orange. So markedly different. And that's why they have this ability to interact so well with our cells. So balance is something I start the day with. It's something I carry with me. It's something I'm never far from, especially where the children are concerned. This is a great one to, just like I said, if they're having some kind of meltdown, if, you know, I've had Tilly lose it in the shops, and I've just sort of pulled her over to the corner very quietly, taken some balance out of my bag and gone to put it on her. She did tell me at the top of her voice that she didn't want my balance and wild orange, but that's okay, because, you know, being a mum, gave her a hug, wiped it on the back of her neck, got her to inhale it, and within a few minutes she was just grounded, which is what it's it does such a good job at doing. It is just bringing everything back down. You know, when you have those moments, it's what's good to use first thing in the morning, because sometimes, like I was talking to somebody the other day, you know, you can start the day off, you wake up as a mum and you've got World War III going on in the kitchen, and you just don't want to go there. You know, it's just, you can feel your shoulders tense and the back tenses up, and if you're like me, that's where you carry all your negative energy is in your back. So just to have that on your bedside table, like I said, inhale deeply, put some on the back of your neck, put it on the soles of your feet. It's absorbed through the soles of the feet too. It's a very good way to apply essential oils. And then it just, you know, take a few deep breaths. Then you have the ability to go and handle World War III in a much calmer way. You're not so reactive. You know, mums are busy these days. We've got so much on our plates. I remember I said to my mum ages ago, you made it look really easy. And she said, darling, I didn't have half the stuff to deal with that you guys have to deal with now. You know, things like this, social media, it's not great. It has some really negative connotations for kids and for families. So, you know, in those moments, balance, it's just, for me, it's a must. If everyone, you know, if you're looking at getting essential oils, get balance along the way. Just, you know, you can't be without it, really. I've just got some notes I'm just going to look at here. So it promotes a whole body sense of relaxation. So you can feel it working. You know, it just, like I said, brings you back down, helps ease anxious feelings. That's, you know, that's a really good one for those of us who have experienced those feelings along the way, and just feelings of balance. So that's balance. Then we've got citrus bliss. Now this is a really, really beautiful one. It's really invigorating and energizing. If you're struggling with mental health issues, if you're like me, you just want to pull the covers up on a bad day and you don't want to face the world. You don't want to go anywhere near it. You don't want to face your family. It's just how mental health is, you know. It's that vicious circle, because it's good to get out. You know, you can do a lot of things aside from, you know, using either modern medicine or essential oils to support your mental health. Things like going for a walk, really, you know, it's so beneficial. Getting out there, they've shown that. You know, just exercising, even if it's for a walk around the block. You know, when I was at my worst, it was a struggle for me to walk to the bloody letterbox, you know, let alone walk around the block. So, you know, I wish I'd had these oils years and years ago, but I didn't. And that's okay. It's all good, because that's, you know, this is my story. But things like the citrus bliss, if you've got it, girls out there, just crack open the bottle and smell, and you just can't not feel uplifted. It's a combination of citrus oils. I'm going to try and read it. I should know it off by heart. I've had these oils for long enough now. But it's got, am I going to be able to do it? It's got wild orange, clementine, no, it's got, my eyesight's going, so they need an oil for that. But yeah, it's a great combination of citrus oils in that. It cleanses and purifies the air. It helps reduce stress and uplifts the mood. And it positively affects the mood and energizes. So if you're feeling, like I said, that you just have no energy left, that you are exhausted, citrus bliss can really help. You know, you can diffuse it with a balance first thing in the morning. It's a great one for, you know, helping the kids get off to school with a bit more joy, you know, excitement, a bit more energy, depending on how they've slept that night. You know, it's a lovely one. And I mean, all the oils you can use together. Someone asked me the other day, you know, how many can I sort of put in the diffuser? And I mean, I've been known, especially with the 4 mood managements, I've been known to put all 4 in, depending on what was going on, you know. Probably a pretty bad day if I'm putting all 4 of the mood managements in, but that's okay. Then you've got elevation. Now, elevation is a great one. There we go, the joyful blend. Elevation is a great one for when you are really struggling with those low, depressed moods, like really low. It has Melissa in it, which is a fantastic natural antidepressant. It's probably not as compliant as I should be, but that's okay. So this one is really good. Joyful blend, because when you are struggling with mental health, you really struggle to find joy. I know I did. You know, joy in the simplest things was really hard when I was at my worst. So elevation, once again, it's got a really beautiful sweet smell about it, soft aroma. So this one is, once again, I'll get my little notes out. So it helps to elevate the mood and increase vitality, energize, once again, and promote a revitalizing environment. So that just means that, you know, it can bring about good change. When you diffuse it, you can wear it, like I wear it on my lava jewelry. I've usually got my bracelets on, they're up on the bench there. But, you know, it's really simple. Essential oils don't have to be difficult, like I said, especially if you're new at using them. There's a lot of information you can take on and you can feel a bit overwhelmed. And there's an oil for when you feel overwhelmed too. So, but, you know, start off simple. 1 drop on your lava bracelet, or if you don't have a lava bracelet, grab your fractionated coconut oil or any carrier oil. You know, just put that on your hands and like rub it around your neck, base of your spine. You know, I end up, you know, I sit there and I put it through my hair just so it sort of stays there, that aroma. Even though you might not be able to smell it for ages and ages afterwards, it's still there. Those molecules are still working. I mean, I've put essential oils on in the morning, and come 5 o'clock in the afternoon when I'm grabbing a groceries or something at the store, I've had people say to me, "Oh my gosh, you smell amazing. What are you wearing?" And I sit there and think, I can't really smell anything at the moment, but it's obviously, the aromas are working. And it's really nice because it's bringing joy to other people. And I think that's lovely. Then you've got lavender peace. Or 2 seconds, people. I'm just going to have to ask my son. Declan, can you put Jet out, please? Sorry, dog needs to go out. Of course he does. So lavender peace is the restful blend. Now, this is one I use every single night. It's part of my sleep blend. So that for me, at the moment, it's lavender peace. I've got a bottle of Serenity here because I've got it from the US, but the same. So lavender peace, marjoram, and easy air. That's my sleep blend at the moment, and that's working really well. So for this is a really calming one, just to bring about those feelings of peace and tranquility. Once again, it's a really lovely one to diffuse for the kids. When they come home, sometimes they're a bit hyperactive at school, so you can diffuse the lavender peace with the balance, and that just sets a nice calm environment. If you've got a few kids, different ages, I mean, mine are 23, 14 and 6, and they still manage to argue, so it doesn't really matter, I don't think, how old they are or the age differences. But yeah, just to bring about that environment of peace. So you can put the diffuser on, you can go pick up the kids, do the school run, you can come back, those molecules will be floating around the air, and the kids will walk in, they'll inhale, and, once again, taken up into the olfactory bulb, through the limbic system. We have peace and tranquility in the house. And for mums, that's really important, because, we deserve some peace and tranquility. Our lives are pretty full. So to know that we can actually just use these oils, and to know that they're safe, and to know that there's no chemical toxins in them. That's the beauty of it, because you don't want to be, using those plug-ins. You don't want to be burning candles from a certain company that you go to the shops and see. All that, they contain a lot of toxic chemicals, a lot of endocrine disruptors, and for women, that's a big no-no. I had a lot of female health issues because I had a screwed up endocrine system, but I was a lover of perfume, and many years ago in my 20s, I also worked for a big chemical company. Now, at the time, I was unaware, but looking back now and knowing what I know now, I do believe that time in my life caused me a lot of physical damage. So, now I know better and I do better. We're very, very low tox green in this house. I clean. I mean, I'm going aside from emotional support here, but, it all comes into this holistic way of, I suppose, supporting our health. I don't want my girls to go through the health issues that I went through. So, I won't burn candles, and I won't put plug-ins in the walls, and I won't wear perfume anymore, because I know how bad they were for me physically. And you can, once again, you can do a lot of research. There's a lot of very intelligent people out there who are, who've put together published research about the effects of, the chemicals, and now they're talking about, cleaning chemicals. That's a big one that's come through, especially on my Facebook feed. They've shown that cleaning chemicals are as toxic as smoking, and this is, it's all very thoroughly researched and published, and so just, do a bit of research. If this is the way you want to go, do your research about it. But for me, my cleaning regime is white vinegar, it's bicarb soda, and essential oils, and that's it. And I don't, my house is clean. I don't profess to be a fantastic housekeeper, but this is making those small changes to bring about big changes in our health, and that's the important thing. So that's the mood management kit. And then doTERRA have put together what I love, the emotional aromatherapy pack. Now, this pack contains 6 oils. So we have chia. And the beauty of these is they also come in a roller. Oh, hang on, upside down, Miss Jane. They also come in a roller, ready-made, beautifully diluted, perfect. You can take it out, roll. Chia would be one of my favourites. So we've got chia, we've got, oh, I keep doing this upside down, gosh. We've got console, obviously for those times when our heart hurts. We have forgive, which I recommend to every married woman out there for the obvious reasons. We have motivate. Now this is one I team with chia quite often. So I just, once again, rub, mix that all in. We have one of my all-time favourites, passion. So I like chia, motivate and passion. I'll diffuse them and I'll wear them. And for some reason my phone's going off. And I just love that combination, and I'll throw a bit more passion around there. And then we have peace. So they come in the little 5 ml bottles as a pack of 6, but they also come in the roller balls as a pack of 6. You can buy them individually too, but you save a bucket load more money as a pack of 6. So we've got chia. Okay, so chia is our uplifting blend. And once again, works very similarly to the elevation, uplift the mood. Really, really beneficial, once again, for people with low mood states. Just got, where have I put my little notes on this? Da, da, da. Bear with me, peoples. No? Okay. So, yeah, so uplifting for the mood. As it says, bring about a sense of cheer, happiness. It's a lovely combination. Once again, it's got some citrus oils in there. I can't read these bottles, doTERRA. I'm sorry, I'm going blind. So you can always Google doTERRA.com and look up cheer, and it'll give you all the information about cheer. But yeah, it promotes feelings of optimism, cheerfulness, and emotional well-being. So that's a nice one. And like I said, I love using it with the combination of passion and motivate, because I find that just helps me to get up, get going, and get through tasks. It's actually that combination I call my, get stuff done blend. So I diffuse it pretty regularly because, intrinsically I'm a bit of a procrastinator, and so I find I need that extra help to, get me going. Then you've got your console. Now, console is a really beautiful one. If you've got it, crack it open. I love rolling this on my heart because, sometimes as mums and wives, the people we love the most are the ones that hurt us, mostly without intention. Sometimes it's with great intention. But the console just helps to promote feelings of comfort and hope, because when your heart is hurting, it's hard to find that, that hope there that things will get better. And, you can fall into that, I suppose, that trap of, oh, I'm here and I'm always going to feel this way. If you've experienced loss, grief, the console just helps you move through that. It doesn't stop it. You don't want to stop emotions. You actually want to be able to support yourself to move through those emotions to get to that better place at the end. And sometimes that might, take a couple of days, might take a couple of weeks, might take a couple of years, depending on what the loss is. Grief over a loved one is huge, and you can't expect to, I think, to throw on a couple of essential oils and suddenly be going, oh, I'm okay with that. It's not. But what I love about the essential oils is you can actually use them for that. It's like a hug. It's like a big blanket to wrap yourself in and make you feel okay. Like I said, doesn't make the pain go away. Doesn't mean you'll suddenly, be dancing on tables, but you can just feel that with that security that the essential oils bring about, that you will be able to get through whatever is happening to you. That's what I found. You know, like I said, I'm not sitting here going, oh, my life is perfect and essential oils have, they've just been this miracle. Okay, so they have been a bit of a miracle for me, but, it's all part of the process. And having them means that I can cope with that process much, much better than if I didn't have them, because I know what it's like to not have them and try and cope. I've been prescribed modern medication for my anxious feelings and my low mood state. And I lasted about a week, because for me, I said to my husband, I would much rather feel something than nothing. And that's, for me, that's how modern medication worked. I think it's how modern medication works for many people who are taking little pills to be happy. It sort of numbs you. And, I'm a bit of an emotional person, so I didn't like being numb. I didn't like not having any sort of emotional reaction to what was going on around me. So many, many years ago, this was not something I've experienced recently, but thankfully these days, if I find myself going back that way, and like I said, winter's been a real struggle, and it's been a long winter here in Perth. I don't know, does anyone else agree with me? So I have found those old habits come back, and I have a tendency to slip back into them quite easily. So, it's a conscious choice for me to get up, for me to put oils in my diffuser, to aromatically dress in them. And yeah, for me, I take them internally too. A drop of frankincense under my tongue has been fantastic for me to help stabilise a lot of my mood swings. So I'm very, very thankful to Baby Jesus for frankincense. After the console, we have forgive. Now, I do joke and say that this is something that every married woman needs, but secretly, it's not a joke. It's got a very woody aroma about it. And once again, of course, this lighting is not going to let me read it. I should have my little flyer here of what they are in there. But please forgive me for not having that ready. But yeah, it helps to promote feelings of contentment and of peace, and of, in those situations, once again, where, hubby may have done something, kids may have done something, someone you love, a close friend, we've all been there. We've all struggled with hurts. And the forgive, once again, helps you go through the process without actually, picking up the rolling pin and smacking someone over the head. Or, in my heyday, I used to grab the fry pan. But yeah, so it stops you from doing that. And it just helps you process what's going on, once again, helps support you through that, and helps bring about that feeling that, that you can be okay in that moment of hurt. Doesn't make the hurt go away per se, that's something else you've got to work on, but it does make you feel okay with what's gone on. They talk about, it's gone from my head now, but when you're bitter and you're angry towards somebody else, it's, it's like you drinking the poison and and assuming that they're going to change, that sort of stuff. There is a saying going around, and I have read it a dozen times, and now, of course, I need it. It's gone from my head. But yeah, I know for me personally, once again, in my journey, especially when I had the operation and it went pear-shaped, I have had to forgive and continue to forgive. And, who knows, I may use this regularly for years and years to come, because of what I went through, and because, for me, there was never an apology. There was, the person that did this to me, seemingly, life for them has gone on. And my life has changed dramatically. So forgive is a really important one for me, because I have to be the one that moves through this. They're off doing their thing. They really wouldn't have a clue what I go through on a daily basis. So for me, the forgive brings relief. And, it helps bring about feelings of patience too, because in those situations, forgiveness can take a long time. It's not just once again, oh, look at that, we're all happy, that person screwed me over, or, my hubby said this morning and that was really hurtful. But, it's not like that. It's okay, it's all right, well, that's happened. So I'll work through my own stuff, because we all understand we have no control over what other people do. We have no control over what they say. We have no control over what they do. We just have to work on us. And that's why I love, once again, the emotional oils and the mood oils, because it works on me. And once again, sorry about that, guys. It's why I also share them with my family, because I know I love them, and sometimes they need work themselves. They might be unaware of it. So that's, like I said, using things like balance on Matilda. She's 6. She's really, she's pretty in tune for a 6-year-old, actually. Those of you who know Matilda will agree with me. But, when they have those moments where they just have complete meltdowns, they're not really in control. So it's up to us as their parents, to help them in those situations, and to be calm about that, not to fly off the handle and be, really reactive, because all that does is make you angry and they get angrier, and, next thing you know, everything's exploded. At least one of us has to stay calm in those situations. Anyway, next one on, we've got motivate. So this has got, if you've got it, once again, have a sniff. Ooh, love it. It's got peppermint in it, so it's really uplifting and energizing. Love peppermint. But, fantastic if you're just finding it really hard to face the day, get out of bed. You might have something really important going on in your life, and you just, I have moments where, you've had important job interviews, or, you're going somewhere and you just go, oh, really, I can't be bothered. I've got no motivation to do that. If you're studying, and you've got to get a paper finished, you've got to hand in your dissertation, throw on some motivate and get that baby sorted. It's really simple, really easy to use. And as far as the emotions oils, like I said, one of my favorites. Then we've got passion. Now, passion, it is what it says. It's got some beautiful oils in it here, including cinnamon. So you can roll this baby anywhere you want to be kissed, I do believe what Coco Chanel said once. But yeah, apart from that passion, it's also really good when you just lack passion in life in general. You might have be going through a job change or something, or you quit one job and you're finding it really difficult to find something else, and life is just a bit of a struggle, and you're just thinking, I've got no mojo, I'm just not getting it anymore, I'm not really feeling it, what's the universe doing, whatever. If you're into that and the spiritual side of stuff, there might be something going on in retrograde, who knows. I don't follow that. But yeah, if you're lacking excitement in your life, and in general life, not just in the bedroom, but yeah, brings about feelings of excitement, passion, joy, just a positive, uplifting environment yet again. And it's just really, I find it really sexy. It's just one of my favourites of the emotional aromatherapy oils. If you are struggling in that side of your relationship, then I highly recommend you diffuse some before bed, and maybe throw in some Whisper. Whisper's a really good one too. But yeah, you can, like if you've got the rollers, roll that sucker anywhere you want to be kissed. Anyway, I digress. And then the last one we've got is peace, obviously. So the reassuring blend brings about feelings of peace, reassurance, contentment. If you have children who are highly spirited, then you can use this little baby on a daily basis, roll it down the spine, soles of the feet, and it just helps them to become more centered, a bit more focused, calmer, just relaxed. Once again, you can diffuse this. This is part of Tilly's sleep routine. So I will diffuse the piece. Oh, there we go. I will diffuse it for Tilly. But she also has this like roll down her spine, on her wrists, soles of her feet, inhales deeply a few times. And yeah, you know, most nights she's not too bad. She is my challenge child where sleep is concerned. Her brain works a lot. So for her, the two oils I would use most for her are the balance and the peace. Other than that, you know, she's pretty cool. But yeah, we've always struggled with sleep with Tills. So if you've got one of those, I hear you, sister. And yes, for us, peace works quite well. I do team it up occasionally, like I'll throw some frankincense in there because she is a pretty hard nut to crack. Like she's coming up 7 now. So all my others, you know, Brianna slept fairly much straight through from when she was a few weeks old. Declan took 2 years and a call to Nagala, but now, you know, he's a teenager. So we're at the other end of the scale where it's like, okay, come on, get out of bed. You can do this. But yeah, so they're the emotional aromatherapy oils and the mood management oils. Now it's a bit of a quick class, like I said, it's 5:30 now. So I've got another 15 minutes or so. Now, if you've got any questions, you can shoot them up on the in the comments section. If you don't want to put your questions there, please feel free to message me, private message me, and I will answer your queries to the best of my ability. Like I said, I'm not an expert, but for me personally, I have been using the oils now for 2.5 years, and they have just been such a benefit to myself, to my family. I share them with my friends. I've got a fantastic tribe out there. Hi to my tribe, whoever is on here on this live tonight. It's a great community. You know, another thing, you know, if you're struggling with emotional health issues, having that sense of community is very, very important, because you know you can fall into that. I suppose it's a trap of you're the only one going through it, and you're not. There's a lot of people out there that have daily struggles with their mental health. Like I said, we lead very, very full lives. A lot of it's surrounded with technology. You know, we've gone away from a lot of that community. We tend to sort of keep ourselves in our own homes. So it's just, you know, taking that small step, reach out to someone, whether it be me or whether it be a friend, or, you know, if you are struggling, let somebody know that you need help. I think for me, in my situation and for my family, the oils came along at just the right time, because I seriously don't know how things were going to pan out if they continued to the way they did, they were going, sorry. So I'm very thankful to my friend who said, come over and have a cuppa and sniff some oils. If you would ever like to grab a cuppa and just talk about what you're going through, I'm more than happy to send out samples to people. I do it quite often, and I'll just have a little bit of a follow-up with you once you've got your samples, just to see how you're going with them, see if you need any more help. If you're at a stage, actually before I go on there, aside from the oils, I jump around a lot. Sorry, if you know me, you know what I'm like. Please forgive me. Aside from the oils, I will have one strong recommendation. If you are going to be looking at opening your own doTERRA account, and you're needing help with, you know, emotions, moods, the Lifelong Vitality Pack is freaking awesome. It contains the Alpha CRS, the E-Omega, and the Microplex VMZ. Now, that is a combination of daily nutrients. Where am I? Food nutrient complex. The Alpha CRX is the cellular energy complex. So once again, supporting our cells, because that's very important. And the essential oil omega complex, because for good healthy brain function, you need those omega-6s and omega-3s, but you need a really, really well-balanced supply of that. And that's what doTERRA have put together for us. And I also take what they call the DDR prime. So that's the essential oils. That's another cellular complex. And this one's got actually essential oils in it. Now I take all those daily. I take half the recommended dose, and I still find that it has given me heaps of energy, better sleep, just overall well-being. I think they're a must. Once again, you've got to look at your mental health holistically, and your physical health too. So at the moment, if you were inclined, there is a fantastic special on doTERRA. If you join before the end of the month with 100 PV order, and then activate the rewards program next month, place another 100 PV order, you will actually receive that for free. And that's we get it for 115. I think it retails for about $160. So really good value and really beneficial if you're looking at supporting your health holistically. So that was my little sideline. I digressed from there. But if you ever wanted to catch up, please let me know. I'm more than happy to do video calls. I can catch up for coffee. I don't mind driving north of the river. Oh my gosh, did I say that? People in Perth don't tend to like to drive anywhere, really. They tend to stay in their own little circles. But me, I drove from Adelaide to Melbourne for coffee once. So, no, from Melbourne to Adelaide. Wrong way. So that's what I do to support my mental health and my family's mental health. I do have a fantastic resource that I call upon. If you are already using essential oils, then girls, guys, I highly recommend the emotions and essential oils and the actual wheel. So if you've got, what have we got? So here's the negative. So if you're struggling with negative emotions, you can actually look at the wheel, find an essential oil to help you come through that, come out the other side. And then if you'd like uplifting, positive emotions, you can, once again, check out the wheel, and it will recommend an oil that you can use. So oil of wisdom, Douglas fir, one of my favorites, absolutely love it. Generational healing, white fir. I've got a lot of crap from my upbringing. So I use the white fir and now the Siberian fir quite a lot. So, the first 12 years of my life was spent surrounded by fear and anxiety and control. So that has carried through, and I still experience a lot of that in my day-to-day life now. But it's not outside, it's internal now. So this is where I'm working through, this is where I'm coming from. But if you are using the oils, I highly recommend one of those books and the Wheel Girls, because they're really, really beneficial. It's just a lovely resource to have on hand when you're not feeling all that confident with your oil choices. You can just reach out for that. These days I spend a lot of my time choosing oils intuitively, and I'll do that, and then I'll come back and I'll actually read the book. And most every time it's amazing what I've chosen. Really, it really reflects what's going on with me personally, internally, in my little brain. Because I'm one of those, my brain just chat constantly, and the self-talk isn't always great, and that's not a good thing. So hence, once again, I call on my essential oils, and start getting that self-talk to be in a far more positive way. Another thing I find too that's helped me is a gratitude journal. So daily, just writing one thing, because when life is not great and you just feel like it's all compounding and it's all overwhelming, it's really hard to just go, oh, everything's wonderful and I'm just so grateful for this, that and the other. So, I recommend just getting a little book and just one thing a day, just that one thing that you're grateful for. And it might be something really, really simple, thankful I can hear a bird sing, thankful I took a breath. It might be much, much bigger than that. It's your journey. You know what you're thankful for in your life. But once again, it's putting those little things in place that will, bring about big change. So thanks for sticking it out with me. It was a pretty quick one tonight. I usually do this over at Dome. So I thought I'd try something a little new and do the emotions class online. If you want to ask me anything, like I said, you can put it up in the comments. I'll sit here for a couple of minutes. If not, feel free to private message me. If you are at a point where you think, yeah, I need to do something, I need to make a positive change, I want to start using these oils for myself, please reach out. It's very simple to open your own doTERRA account. It literally costs $35. And then a yearly fee thereafter of $25. There's no obligation to sell or do anything like that. It's, so many people who are part of my tribe use it just for personal use. You can choose your own oils, put together your own little entry kit, or if you want, I can send you some information, or you can go check out doTERRA.com Australia, and they will list the enrolment kits there. And so I will leave it there for now. Doesn't look like anybody's got any questions. So thank you guys for joining me. Oh, look at you all. Hey, Kerry. Hey, Sharon, Chantel, Tonya, Lisa. My gosh, I didn't scroll. I'm so sorry. I was just really caught up in what I was doing. So, take care. I'll be on again, probably give me another week or so and I'll get another class together. Won't be emotions one. I might do something different. Might do the nature solutions, or who knows. If you want me to do a class on something, please message me. I'm more than happy to, to cater for you guys. I'm just sitting here in my little old kitchen and about to get tea. So thank you again for joining me. And I hope whatever you're doing, wherever you are, that life is good. And if it's not, know you're not alone. Reach out, please, to somebody. Don't do this on your own. And if you want to reach out to me, and we can, like I said, we can get together. I can help you in some way with the oils if you want. But thank you for your time. I really do appreciate it, because I know it's, for some of you, it's like putting kids to bedtime, it's getting dinner time, it's all that sort of busy mum time. So love yous lots. Take care. And I will see you next time I'm on a live. Ciao.